All right, so we're going to talk about fuel and combustion, specifically fuel oil. Fuel oil is a liquid fossil fuel that contains primarily hydrocarbons, compounds of hydrogen and carbon, uh, and is produced by distilling crude oil in a refinery. Crude oil is distilled into individual products that include gasoline, diesel fuel, fuel oil, lubricating oils, and other materials. Other elements present in fuel oil in varying amounts may include sulfur, nitrogen, arsenic, and phosphorus. Fuel oil may also be called distillate fuel oil. So, one more time, fuel oil is a liquid fossil fuel, primarily of hydrocarbons, uh, compounds of hydrogen and carbon, produced through distilling crude oil in a refinery. Crude oil is distilled in individual products that we all know and love: gas, diesel, fuel, lubricating oils, and other materials. Other elements present in fuel oil in varying amounts may include sulfur, nitrogen, arsenic, and or phosphorus. Fuel oil may also be called distillate fuel, fuel oil. So the ASTM International has established standards for grading fuel oils. Fuel oils are classified by grades as number 1, number 2, number 4, number 5, and number 6 fuel oil. Number 2 fuel oil is a light, clean fuel oil that is easy to handle and is often used in smaller package boilers. Number 4 fuel oil is a rarely used fuel that is heavier and darker than number 2 fuel oil. Number 5 fuel oil is rarely used fuel oil that is heavier and darker than number 4 fuel oil. And number 6 fuel oil is primarily, what the heck, is the number 6 fuel oil is a heavy black oil that is relatively difficult to handle. It must be heated to allow it to flow and burn properly. But it is my understanding that number 6 is one of the most popular fuel oils. So, we talked about fuel oil, what it is, the chemistry and compound components that make it up, and then we started touching base on um, different grades of fuel oil, which these are topics that we can go into very deeply and do a deep dive on. Fuel oils most commonly used in high pressure boilers are number 2 and number 6. Number 2 fuel oil has a heating value of approximately 141,000 BTUs per gallon, and it does not have to be preheated and is usually burned using a high or low pressure atomizing burner. While number 6 fuel oil, commonly referred to as bunker C fuel oil, is a residential fuel oil with a BM content. Oh, I'm sorry, BTU content. Um, of approximately 150,000 BTUs per gallon. Tank heaters and line heaters are needed to bring number 6 fuel up to the range of 220 to 260. Bunker grade is the term used to designate the type of fuel oils used on ships. Number 4 and 5 fuel oils are less common, but they are sometimes available. Number 4 fuel oil is heavier than number 2 fuel oil and has a heating value of approximately 146,000 BTU gallons. In some locations, it is not available as a straight distillate, but only as a blend of number 2 fuel oil and heavier fuel oils. Normally, number 4 fuel oil does not require preheating. However, in colder climates, preheating number 4 fuel oil may be necessary to lower its viscosity so it can be pumped. If the fuel oil is not properly blended, it may stratify, separate in the tank. And number 5, fuel oil is divided into hot number 5, which requires preheating, and cold number 5, which can be burned as it comes from the tank. Number 5 fuel oil has a heating value of 148,000 BTUs per gallon. In colder climates, tank heaters may be required in order to reduce the fuel oil viscosity so that pumping and atomization are possible. Yes. And last but not least, flammability. In addition to fuel oil grades, other characteristics of fuel oils include characteristics related to the flammability of a fuel. Pour point is the lowest temperature at which a liquid will flow from one container to another. Flash point is the lowest temperature at which the vapor of a fuel oil ignites when exposed to an open flame. Fuel oils with low flash points can be dangerous and require special precautions when being handled. Fire point is the lowest temperature to which a fuel must be heated to burn continuously when exposed to an open flame. So fire point is 120 degrees Fahrenheit for number 2 fuel oil. 100 degrees Fahrenheit is the flash point, and 20 degrees Fahrenheit is the pour point. Interesting. Pour point, flash point, and fire point are related to how fuel oil flows and burns. No recommended standard temperature exists for burning the various grades of fuel oil. The fuel oil temperature required depends on the type of burners used in the plant and whether a straight distillate fuel or a blend of fuels is used. For the best result, the flash point, fire point, and pour point of the fuel can be obtained from the fuel oil supplier. A rule of thumb is to burn number 4 fuel oil at 100 degrees Fahrenheit, number 5 at 150, and number 6 at 220. So that is enough about the exciting topic of fuel oil and fuel oil grades and flammability of fuel oil. Again, like, subscribe, and share. If you like to support my content creation, feel free to donate Ethereum or Bitcoin. That's a whole nother channel. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I am just beat to the street. So, y'all have a positive and productive evening, and I hope to see y'all soon.